practice.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And it's so important to create safe spaces for folks, especially kids, because we all remember just trying to find out where we fall on this earth and where we want to go and how we want to live. And especially when it comes to kids transitioning, there's a lot of rhetoric out there that is just simply not true. So thank you so much for what you do. So how about you, Dr. Kasari? What is gender affirming care when it comes to your work?
So for me, it goes a little bit step further in terms of, as Dr. Howell mentioned, we talk about social affirmation, but there are other avenues to explore in terms of affirming your gender identity. Some of that may be maybe by medicine, some of that might be by surgery, and some of that might be by legal document where you change your gender marker. Those are the areas that I am able to help in. And I want to touch on a comment that you just mentioned because I often teach this to medical students. I find it fascinating as I grew older and I learned more and I started changing my verbiage when talking about gender and sexuality. It was so eye-opening to see what the youth responds with. If you allow a safe space for a child to exist where you take the parent out of the room and you're allowing them to express themselves, you'd be surprised by what the response you get. But it's often followed with, yes, but can you please not tell my parent yet? Or can you please keep this between us? So there's a lot of complexity to the conversation we're having. And I don't think, at least for me, what makes me angry is that the focus is on all the wrong things. We're not focusing on the well-being of those children, but we continue to find ways to harm them.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, it gets, navigating who you are gets very, very difficult. And I remember for me, it took me coming to terms with it a long time I knew that I was trans, but I was scared to say it. I didn't think society was going to accept me. So I kind of went in and I was like, I'm going to be everything but that. And then you finally get to a point where you just can't deny it anymore. And you just have to realize, like, this is me and I'm going to take the necessary steps to do that. So thank you so much. And how
If
about
I may add, if I may add just to that, is that one of also the misconceptions is when we talk about trans care, that means medications and surgeries, which is not true, is that everyone's journey is individual, everyone's path to their own self is different. So also that mindset of when we're providing hormone affirming care, or we're providing transgender inclusive care, that we're pushing medication, we're pushing surgeries, and that's not necessarily